Aquarius, rising sun and moon people, stop waiting for permission to have fun. Stop waiting for permission to be creative. Just go out there and do what lights you up. That's what we're looking at in this week's horoscope for your sign. This video is a forecast for your sun, moon, and rising sign. Do check out all three videos because they will all give you some information about what is coming up in the week ahead for you. They're going to tell you how the stars are going to affect your life this week. I'm Kesenya, and welcome to the Astro News and Weather for the first week of July 2026. And don't forget, my friends, this is tropical Vedic astrology, not sidereal astrology. Do look it up if you need to know the difference. And yes, I am a real person, not AI. So this week we are looking at the 4th of July. Happy anniversary to the USA. On the 4th of July, it's a biggie. Gotta say, get ready with your fireworks celebrations. It could really all go off in a very literal sense of the word. Mars will conjunct Uranus on the 4th of July. Last time they were conjunct, it was on top of the head of the Gorgon Algol, the fixed star, and now it's square to the nodes of the moon. Oh, yikes. Get ready, here we go. This is when the volcano explodes, literally and figuratively. You know, we can expect large-scale Earth events when these two planets, Mars and Uranus, come together, and we can expect big rumbles to be felt in our own life as well. Forewarned, forearmed, my friends. But in the positive, this is the energy to use to break out of limiting situations in your life. If you're hungered for change, if you're longing for excitement to spice up your life like a Spice Girl, it's now coming in by the truckload. Taking a risk might have a great appeal for you at this time, but be forewarned, it really isn't the wisest time to jump in boots and all, even if you want to. By all means, follow your passions, follow your desires, but with a healthy dose of sensibility, moderation, self-control, and groundedness, my friends. As some have said, there is a narrow path between recklessness and opportunity at this time. So what we can do is direct this energy to its best advantage by creating change in our own life of our own volition. And that way we reduce the risk of unexpected events coming in and shocking the life out of us at this time, okay? So what could we do? We could change our doona cover. We could change our route to work, go a way we've never gone before. We change what we eat for breakfast. Just doing those little things in our everyday life to change things completely could spare ourselves the rug being pulled out from under us in big ways. Forewarned, forearmed, use that piece of advice to your best advantage, my friends. But also you can embrace your crazy now under this energy. Why not? It's the 4th of July. Get wild with your clothing choices. Hello. Experiment with your look. Get a little kinky in the bedroom, you know. It's all good, man, when these two tango like they do this week. Now, firstly, about the conjunction of Mars and Uranus, which occurs every 2 years. This is not a completely unexpected energy. It does happen regularly. Those who follow astrology closely know that Mars and Uranus together bring these impactful Earth events that I spoke about, not least of which is volcanic eruptions and earthquakes. These are powerful times. Now, of course, there are other astronomical and astrological alignments that can trigger Earth events. This isn't the only one, but it's pretty dependable every 2 years. Where it's going to happen on the Earth, though, is anybody's guess, really. As above, so below. What is the symbology of Mars, Uranus, and wildcard Earth events that we can apply to our lives? Let's list a few. Surprises, shocks, breaking out, breaking free, restlessness, agitation, fast changes, not slow, just blink of an eye kind of changes in life, erratic energy, feeling forceful or aggressive, more intensity than we can actually control with this energy, spontaneous, rash, impulsive, rebellious, explosive. These are all words that correlate to this energy. Fights, accidents, bluntness, insensitivity. one or more of these things may be what is manifesting in your life because of the Mars-Uranus conjunction. And what about the Mars skipped step that is forming? We've already had the skipped step with Uranus a couple of weeks ago. Now, here we go with the Mars skipped step. Check out the video for the Uranus skip step energy if you need to. It still applies. It's still in action. But let's take a look at Mars now. There is a critical lesson or action that you've been repeatedly avoiding that this square to the nodes by Mars is going to force you to look at. And that might mean having to face a personal block with your courage, with your boundaries, with self-assertion. There might be an intense underlying feeling that you're experiencing now of being stuck and a sense of urgency that you can't quite put your finger on. Like, I know I need to change. I know I want to change. How do I do it? This can be very, very much at the surface now, and it can lead to irritability if that energy isn't channeled constructively. There's a deep questioning that we may have of our own desires at this time too. We may oscillate between feeling intensely driven to pursue a goal and feeling entirely paralyzed because, well, what if this, what if that? We doubt. There can be heightened potential for power struggles, arguments, confrontations as we try to assert our independence individually and sometimes as the collective as well against the external limitations that want to hold us back. It is a fractious energy. There might be a tendency to take sudden reactive actions out of frustration that can temporarily derail your intended life path, where you want to end up because you react. It's like knee-jerk kind of kickback that really gets you off the track. This energy does serve as a powerful catalyst as well. If we choose to consciously take action at this time, this aspect, if we're wise about our action, can give us the grit that we need to break free from old karmic loops and stagnant patterns that have just got to go. So it is uncomfortable, this week's energy. The events triggered by this square act as a cosmic alignment check, like we're bringing our car in to check its oil. Well, that's what this universe is doing. This universal energy is doing to our journey. Ultimately, it could push us back onto our true evolutionary path now. So, what can we expect with these wild energies unfolding this week individually? Let's check it out now as we look at the forecast for all signs. Aquarius friends, Uranus and Mars are conjoining in your 5th house. This is where you're breaking free and they're making a square to the nodes. What is this saying? Joy isn't optional. This is actually a great place to be having this transit. This transit is here to make sure you stop treating joy like an option. The 5th house is the fire of life itself, what makes you want to be alive, your creativity, your romantic life, your inner child, your innate intelligence, and the self-expression that, when flowing freely, actually contributes to your physical vitality and your longevity. Play, it's not an option, it's essential. Uranus and Mars squaring the nodes here is shaking all of that in you awake now. And that might be shaken awake through a dramatic romantic plot twist, sometimes through a creative breakthrough, maybe for some of you through some sort of gamble that pays off, or maybe a gamble that doesn't pay off in a spectacular way. All of these expressions are how this energy might get your attention. Because the 5th house is the 8th from the 10th. It is a transit. A combination of energies that can also bring sudden, unexpected reversals or reinventions of your career or your public reputation, especially with Mars involved because Mars cuts things and Uranus makes it quick. Boom, it's done and over in a second. So things shift at the top of your life in ways that you won't have planned for, that you didn't see coming. For one, for armed there, but know that whenever the 5th house is involved in a career shakeup like that or a reputational shakeup, it's always for the good. It always leads to greater luck and blessing because that's the nature of the 5th house. But the nodes that are involved in this combination, they really do add a fated thread. Your relationship with joy, your relationship with pleasure, with authentic self-expression, it's a karmic matter. And what you're breaking free from is the habit of postponing happiness till later, waiting until everything is sorted, waiting for permission, waiting until your career's at this level, waiting until you've earned it. Enough already. You haven't been playing enough, Aquarius. And this transit intends to fix that. If you want to avoid the crisis that this particular transit can bring about, go play of your own volition right now. Do it yourself, and the universe won't have to do it for you. Now, my beautiful dear friends, if you are curious to understand a little bit more about, about how these potent transiting planets, as well as the others forming in the year ahead in your life, are going to affect you personally, then why not order a transiting planet report from Guiding Star Astrology for just $18? What could be more perfect than that?